Good morning. It is July 20th. So that means today I get to start the League of Their Own There's No Crying in Baseball Advent calendar thingy thing. Okay, so the way I want to knit the Gina sweater, I need to use the main color first because I'm going to do the main color for the sleeves. So that means I have to open it July 31st. But I don't want to just open it all and not get to use it. So I'm opening July 31st today, and I have to play it by ear to see if I'm going to open July 20th today, as well as just do 2 today and none on the last day, or do I just open them all a day late? So do the 20th tomorrow, the 21st the next day, or do I just skip the 20th altogether and then start with the 21st and smush the 20th to the end. I haven't really decided what I'm doing yet. And here's my thought on advent calendars. Dyers should put the main skein first. I know, I get it, like one big surprise to open on Christmas, but most patterns, you need a main color. Like, you need cuffs for socks if you're doing socks. You need cuffs for a sweater or and even like a shawl. Other than a scrappy shawl, you need a main color if you want to put space between the stripes, especially if like they're all standalone skeins, because what if they're really close together? So I think that the main skein, sorry, I've got a B, should be the first one. And I think it's a bigger hype because you're excited, right? It started, you haven't fallen behind on opening, you're not overwhelmed by the Christmas festivities. Like, yeah, I think it should be the first one. And I have yet to see a dyer do it that way, but I think they should. Obviously, I could open it in the out of order, right? People can do that all the time. But it would be nice to see that like as an actual option rather than the traditional way, I guess. I have started the Gina sweater for my red and white Christmas one, and I remember why I'm not like I never made this pattern before, because it's filled with a bunch of techniques that I don't want to do. It's got a very long 3-inch provisional cast on neckline, which I don't know, as soon as I see provisional cast on, it takes the wind out of my sails when I'm knitting. I'm just like, there's gonna be some point where I have to reattach these things, and it's gonna be a pain. There's no way it's not gonna be a pain. It's gonna be slow and fiddly, and I'm not gonna wanna do this. So, should have known better that there was a reason I haven't done this sweater. I love the look of it, but I'm just not excited about how to knit it. Also, the other reason I forgot why I wasn't knitting this is the top is knit flat, and I really don't want to do that. It also doesn't lend itself well to advent knitting if I'm knitting it flat, right? Because the way it's knit is like back piece, front piece, and then the part with the stripes, which isn't going to work because I should have knit that ahead of time, but I didn't. So I think I'm just going to I'm going to do it in tarsia instead. So I'm going to knit the sleeves as I go because I want to knit in the round. I don't want to knit this flat. Yeah, it's just not bringing me joy to knit flat. It feels like it's a chore, and I don't want to do that. I want a cute raglan sweater that I can kind of breeze through, and this isn't it. So I'm heavily modifying this pattern. Calls for DK weight. I'm using fingering weight. Calls for purl seed stitch. I'm not doing that. Not doing it in the construction that they recommend, which all of that is fine. Like, it's just not the way I want to make this. It's not the process that I want to have in making it. And I'm learning that for me, it's about the process of making it. So if I don't like the way the thing is constructed, I'm not going to have a good time working on it. Which is how and why I think I got burned out test knitting is last November. It was like October, November, I was knitting something, and the pattern was challenging for me to read. The construction was challenging, and I ended up heavily modifying the construction. So I just ended up quitting. and like quitting test knitting full stop, because I'm like, if I don't like the way I have to knit this, then I'm not gonna want to make it. So that's where I am. Let's see, I finished the chicken and the socks 2 days ago. And I finished Stephen West socks. The cuff and the heel flap were pretty easy, no problems with them. But here's where I'm concerned that it's about to get really hard again. Traditionally, or at least commonly, when you knit a heel flap and gusset for your socks, you keep your socks on the live needles, keep the heel turn on the live needles, and then you just, what's it called? You keep knitting. But at the end of this heel turn, Stephen tells you to put your yarn, or take your live stitches and put them on hold and break the yarn, which leads me to believe this is not going to be a traditional gusset decrease situation. So it's about to get really hard again. So I have a feeling there's going to be more knitting flat that may have to occur, and potentially some grafting, which is not something I really wish to do. So one of our Instagram followers and subscribers explained it so well about how I feel about Stephen West patterns. She said that her husband says that Stephen West patterns are like getting homework on a Friday night, which is 100% true. It's just like you're so excited and then you're like, oh, great, I have all this to do, and it's not fun. As a teacher, I do not assign homework on Friday nights. That being said, if my students have not finished their work in class or they're behind on their projects, then yes, they absolutely end up with extra work that they need to do on a Friday night. But I don't intentionally assign homework on a Friday night, with the exception of the first week of school when I ask them to sign a syllabus, because you can't sign something. Your parent can't sign something at school. But yes, there's a whole case against homework, but I don't really assign it. So anyway, I think that's it. They are working on the water heater. I'm going running. And then we have swim lessons, and then it's all water heater day. That's about it. Okay, talk to you later. Okay, today is the day that we finally get to open this box and see what's inside. So, the current plan, yes, I am sitting on the floor. These are all the stock for the Etsy shop. The current plan is to open July 31st. So, if you are also receiving this box and don't want to be spoiled, now is the time to look away. So, I am going to get to use all these cute stitch markers for the pattern I'm using, and the bag. I am going to knit out of this bag. This is the There's No Crying in Baseball countdown calendar box by FanGirlFibers. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to pop all this in the bag so I'm ready. The soak is for later. And I don't know where the sticker's going yet. So I'm opening July 31st because I need it to do the cuffs how I want to knit my pattern. And it is July 31st is called Dirt in the Skirt. So my prediction for this is it's going to be like a cream colored with like red, because those are the colors of, right? I think those are the colors of their uniform, with like green and red clay speckles. So I think there's going to be some speckle situation going on. So this is July 31st. Let's see if I was right. Oh, it is cream. It's cream with, it does have some brown speckles, but it's not what I was perfectly envisioning. But this is a really pretty color. It's got pink running through it. This feels like this is a color that my sister would really like. So this is the end color. I'm going to wind it up and start the neckline of my raglan tee as soon as I finish it on the first one, because I'm adapting it a lot and I want to make sure it works before I do it twice. So I'm really pleased with this one. I was concerned. I thought there was going to be some green, but no, this is beautiful. All right, and it's going to be perfect because it's a nice neutral. So I'm going to pop this in the bag right now, so I know that's what I'm doing next. Put it on top for when I'm ready to use it, probably later tonight. I will show you what it looks like worked up. But that is dirt in a skirt, and dirt in the skirt, dirt in the skirt. I really like it. So does anyone else just wedge stuff in corners as a method of storage? Because if it's all off the center, not in the center of the room, it doesn't seem so bad. That's my storage method. It's not great. But I am trying to stash down entirely. It's going not well at all, but I'm trying my best. All right, see you in a bit.